Coming up on Magnet Newsroom, the annual RMSST STEAM Camp is accepting registration. We'll tell you how much this event costs, what your little scientists will be doing, and the fast approaching deadline. AP exams, EOCs, so many tests. When are they happening? We have the answers. Also today, we had a chance to speak with the Director of School Safety for RCPS, Darryn Greene, in an exclusive interview in his career, and some questions you might have on keeping our schools safe is coming up. Hello everyone, thank you for joining us. I'm Matthew McCoy.
And I'm Sydney Hammond.
And you're in the Magnet Newsroom.
This is the Magnet Newsroom.
Did you sign up for any of the National Science League tests? Well, if you did, these tests are an amazing opportunity to test your knowledge in sciences that you already know, such as biology, chemistry, and earth science. Registration has already closed and will be given between April 22nd through April 25th, with each test being administered in the cafetorium at 9 a.m. All tests are less than 30 minutes in length, and you could possibly earn national distinction. Now, let's turn to another topic, school safety. It's something that's on the minds of many parents, teachers, and students these days, even these students. That's why last week we sat down with the Director of School Safety, Darryn Greene, for a newsroom exclusive interview. Here now is the Chief Anchor, Kelsey Andrews, with the interview.
And welcome back. We are joined here today with Director Greene. I will let him introduce himself.
Good afternoon. I'm Director Darryn C. Greene, the Director of School Safety for Rockdale County Public Schools.
We are so excited to have you today. My first question is, what is your background and how long have you been involved with Rockdale County Public Schools?
Great question. My background is pretty extensive. So either you can say I didn't keep a job or I was pretty good at everything I did. I started in law enforcement as a state police officer with the state of Indiana. I then left to go to be a city police officer with the city of Indianapolis, where I worked housing. I was also a federal police officer and rose to the rank of lieutenant in Washington, D.C. And then I became an agent, where I was a protection agent for the cabinet for President Bush and then President Obama. Then retiring in 2013, I fell into education in 2014, where I was a classroom teacher, left for a brief period of time, came back into education, was a coordinator of school safety in another district, and now here in Rockdale going into year 5.
Oh, wow. So what would you say the hardest transition was in between all of those jobs?
The hardest transition was taking law enforcement to the classroom. It was kind of easy in some parts where I was a law and public safety teacher, so it was in my wheelhouse, but never have taught high school kids before. As part of my duties as being a federal police lieutenant, I was responsible for giving pre and post basic academy instruction for defensive tactics, firearms, legal things like that, but that was always to other adults, always to other law enforcement personnel. But coming into the classroom, having to have K through 12 instruction was just a little different. I was in a large school with about 3,000 kids, and I quickly learned that in order to make the school smaller was to get active and get involved. So I also coached multiple sports. So I was a varsity coach for 2 sports and assistant coach for 2 additional sports. So that made the school smaller and also made me a kind of a popular teacher and coach. So that helped out as well in making my learning curve a lot easier going into education.
Yes, sir. Hello. Okay. We have had numerous lockdowns over the last couple months, obviously. Can you tell us the difference between a soft lockdown and a hard lockdown?
Absolutely. So let's start with hard lockdown. Hard lockdown, we like to use that when there's a potential for intruder. The Governor Kemp this year has mandated that all schools will have to have a hard lockdown drill or intruder drill as part of law here in Georgia. I'm happy to say that we've been ahead of that here in Rockdale, where we have been doing our version of intruder drills for some time here. So we were prepared for the new legislative change, and also preparing for our students and our staff for any potential emergencies that would arise. Again, hard lockdowns for potential intruders, where a soft lockdown may be, for instance, the police are chasing someone in the woods and they're about a couple blocks or a mile away. We don't want that person to enter into one of our schools. so we could have a soft lockdown as a precaution where no one is in or no one is allowed in or out of our schools, as a precaution to keep that potential person from becoming an intruder. So that's pretty much on the surface, the basis between a hard lockdown and a soft lockdown. Well, one is for an intruder, and one is just to keep us more safe. I would like to say that our school district, we're in a semi-lockdown, soft lockdown every day we enter our schools, right? We vet our visitors before they come into our schools, and then all of our classrooms, our students should be behind a closed and locked door during classroom instruction. So we're always in a sort of a semi-soft lockdown posture. We know that we're in a different world today than we were 10, 15, 20 years ago, where people prey on soft targets. And schools are considered a soft target where they know there's a possibility to commit harm and danger. So in order to keep our faculty, students, and staff safe, we have to do things that we can do to make sure everyone leaves and goes home the same way as we received.
We thank Director Greene for taking time out of his day to sit down for that amazing interview. To catch the full interview, please see our official YouTube channel, Magnet Newsroom, where you can watch that interview and so many other interviews we have done, and subscribe to catch each episode of Magnet Newsroom as they come out. Moving on, congratulations to 3 students from our school who have been selected as finalists for the 2024 Governor's Honors Program. Congrats to Ariana Boyd in the field of Biology and Environmental Sciences, Gabrielle Christie in the field of Communication Arts, and Sydney Hammett for Theater Performance. These 3 students are out of only 5 finalists from our district. Congratulations to these students and good luck in the next round. Every year, 9th graders present their project ideas in what is known as a 9th grade poster session. Freshmen in the Research 1 class have been working on the idea for a project over this past semester, and based off feedback they'll get from this session, they'll carry out some projects in the fall. There will be a public viewing from 3:30 to 4:45. Students will also be judged during this time at 5 p.m. The top 10 projects will be announced, and at 5:15, students will have a break with pizza until 6 p.m.
This time of the year is always crazy. Summer break is just 6 weeks away, but in that time, there are so many tests. AP exams, EOC, Georgia Milestones, etc. The first tests that are coming up are EOCs. American Literature Part 1 will be held Monday, April 29th, while Part 2 will be held April 30th. The U.S. History EOC will be Wednesday, May 1st, and the Biology EOC will be Tuesday, May 7th. AP exams will be held May 6th through May 17th. Pause the video now for the official list from the College Board. Every year, Magnet puts on the annual STEAM Summer Camp for 3rd through 7th graders in our community. Through this camp, students can participate in various science experiments, games, and labs that will be held here at Magnet. Camp will be held from June 3rd to June 6th or through June 10th to June 13th. To attend all day, 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., the cost is $200, and half of a day from 9 a.m. to noon is $100. The deadline to register and pay is Friday, May 10th.
Now, before we go, we want to send a quick shout out to Magnet alumni Jasmine Porter. If you notice, we have a new theme, a complete concise package. This is not just a random copyright-free package or music that some newscast in another country uses. This is a package made by Jasmine herself. She was a founding member of the Newsroom Team last year and is now a freshman at Georgia State University, majoring in music production. We are absolutely in love with this new theme, and we hope you are too. And we want to thank Jasmine so much for doing this for us. And with that, thank you for watching Magnet Newsroom. Follow our school on X, Facebook, and Instagram for all the latest things on Magnet. And scan the QR codes on your screen now to join our team or leave us feedback. Thanks for watching.